Coming up on Bloom, we're celebrating Pride Month with the Queen of Drag.
It gave me an outlet to be able to perform in a way that I've never, and enjoy life in a way that I've never felt.
And find out the nation's largest organization supporting the LGBTQ plus community.
We offer support, education, and advocacy to families.
Plus, Florida's largest Pride celebration is happening this weekend. All that and more as Bloom, presented by Lifeguard Imaging, starts now. I'm fair and hip. Welcome to Bloom, presented by Lifeguard Imaging. Gayle is off today, but you'll still see her in some previously recorded segments. So today, we are celebrating Pride Month, and we're kicking the show off with a trailblazer in the LGBTQ plus community and a leader in the entertainment industry. Brianna Summers is the owner of Brianna Summers Drag Entertainment and Events, and makes it her business to spread joy and inclusion in Tampa Bay and beyond. But for Brianna, this is more than just a career. She believes expressing herself as a drag queen is something that saved her life. So joining me now is the queen herself, Brianna Summers. It's so great to see you again.
Hello, Farron. It's so good to see you. It's great to be back.
Yeah, and
wow,
I feel like you always look a little more fabulous every time I see you. I don't know how that's possible.
Well, that's the art of drag. You know, progression is key. So I'm here, yeah.
You're here, you're rocking it. I mean, it's Pride Month, so that's why we're so excited. How have you been celebrating Pride lately?
Oh, loud and proud.
Yeah.
Loud and proud. Busy and, you know, celebrating community, inclusion, everything underneath the rainbow umbrella. You know, that's what Pride is all about.
It is, and I know that, like, you live and breathe Pride 365, really, but especially during this month, I want to hear more of your backstory, because you've said that drag saved your life, and I didn't know this about you. Share that with me.
Yeah, so, you know, as we go through our 20s, we go through those ages, we kind of have our stumbles and our falls, and without going too much in depth, I will say that it definitely gave me an outlet to be able to perform in a way that I've never, and enjoy life in a way that I've never felt before. So it really was an outlet for me to let go of any deep-rooted emotion that I had, any darkness that had built up inside of my body. Drag helped me through that. So, and it gave me an outlet to speak to people and to talk about different aspects of life, and just, you know, I rolled with it. And now, almost 10 years later, here I still am. It's crazy.
Wow,
so, yeah.
but crazy in the best of ways.
In the best
you know?
way, for sure, 100%. Yeah.
I feel like you can't mention Tampa Bay drag scene without mentioning your name, Brianna Summers. So how does it feel to know that you're also kind of part of creating a safe space for other drag queens and drag kings even to come about and perform and be on stage?
You know, that is really a crazy thought, because the only thing that I've truly ever wanted is for everybody to come together and love and be a community, and for me to just put myself into that space, and it kind of came natural, and I just flow with everything day to day, and trying to help create a community and safe spaces, and to think of myself as like a person of stature in the Tampa Bay community is a little insane to me, because I'm like, oh my gosh, wait, no, I just want to perform.
Well, it takes so much confidence to do what it is that you do. What was it like the first time that you stepped into drag, that you tried to put the makeup on, you put the wig on?
I was ugly. I was not cute. It was so, you know, that first time, but it was also so empowering, because it allowed me to be a character that I had always felt was inside of me, and now here she is stepping out into the light, onto a stage. I think I performed a Britney Spears, Jennifer Lopez medley, and it was like just great. It allowed me to be a person that I had always felt was inside of me. So, and actually this picture that's up was at the place that my first place performing.
You know, let's talk about the atmosphere, because some people may be intimidated if they've never been to a drag show. They've never been to a place that has drag performers there. What can they expect? Because it's just a fun time all around from what I've seen.
That's what I love to do. I love to create happiness and fun in each of my shows that I've created. And that's what drag is all about. Drag is all about taking you out of your everyday life and putting you in a place. Think of it as, you know, you're going to the Magic Kingdom at Disney. You know, it takes you out of your everyday life and puts you in a place of happiness, a feel-good place. And that's what I love curating in everything that I do. So, yeah.
Well, you do it well, and you know, I feel like drag has just grown so much in the last decade, 2 decades, part because of RuPaul's Drag Race, things like that put it on the main stage. What do you see as the future of drag?
The future of drag is going to be massive. I mean, it's already a worldwide takeover, and it's only going to go up. It's going to keep growing. It's going to keep evolving. It's going to get more queer. You know, it's just, there's no stopping drag. It's been around for generations and generations. There's no stopping it. It's going to zoom to the moon. Like, I cannot wait to have drag shows on the moon one day.
On the moon
that's where I feel like it's going to be.
And you're going to be the one with like the helmet on and then doing the splits on the moon.
It depends on how old I am at that time, but yeah.
Okay, what would you say to maybe a young person that's watching and can hear a little bit of your story?
Oh gosh, don't make me cry. To a young person that could be watching, be you. Do not let anybody take your shine away. Do not ever feel uncomfortable in the skin that you're in. You were created to be who you are, and shine bright. I mean,
wise words.
That's
Bravo.
That's what I can say. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for that and for being here.
It's
always fun talking to you. We'll share Brianna's story on BloomTampaBay.com, and when we come back, I'll tell you about a nonprofit that's supporting people in the LGBTQ+ community and their families. Bloom will be right back.
You're watching Bloom, presented by Lifeguard Imaging, saving lives through early detection. Call now 813-582-5222 to schedule your scan today.
The first and largest organization dedicated to supporting, educating, and advocating for LGBTQ+ people and their families has led with love, and it's bolstered the movement with strength and power since 1973. We're talking about PFLAG. Originally founded in New York over 50 years ago by a mom and her gay son, this organization now reaches nationwide. So joining me now from the PFLAG Riverview chapter is the founder, Faith Moeller, and the president, Daniel Johnson. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for inviting us.
I'm excited to talk to you a little more about it, but I want to understand a little more of the history. What exactly is PFLAG and what does it do?
Sure. So PFLAG used to stand for Parents of Lesbian and Gays, but now 50 years later we have a whole spectrum which encompasses non-binary folks, the transgender community, and the IA community. So so it's for everybody. And we offer support, education, and advocacy to families and LGBTQ loved ones, especially when they come out. When folks come out and the family struggles to understand, or the LGBTQ person struggles to accept themselves, we offer a safe, confidential space provided in like a support group circle where they can come and hear other people's stories. They may want to share, they may not want to share. We have grandparents of LGBTQ folks that come. We have parents, aunts, uncles, loved ones, and LGBTQ adults and youth.
That's awesome. And that having a safe space does so much for your mental health, for your physical health going forward as well. I know that you have a unique story that led you to founding the PFLAG Riverview chapter. Go ahead and share that with me.
Yeah, for sure. So I have 4 children. My husband and I have been married for almost 25 years, and we were very involved in our church. And I guess it was about 5 years ago, our child was on the worship team. I was on staff at the church. She came out as gay at that time. And it really rocked our world. We had to make a graceful exit for them to have space to figure themselves out and for us to figure it out, because it's scary, you know, or it was scary then. It's not so scary now. I'm very grateful for the journey. But when they came out, they needed to have time and space to do that. And so what I did as a mom is I began to read, to learn. How can I reconcile my faith with what I'm seeing in my child? Do I need to be afraid, or is it okay just to love my child? And I remember meeting a gay man who told me, you know what, you don't have to figure it all out. They're on a journey. Let them grow into it or let them grow out of it. And in the books that I would read, it would mention PFLAG. Check out your local PFLAG chapter. So I visited PFLAG Tampa for a few months, and then I was just inspired to start one in Riverview because we didn't have anything like that over there. So families saw that I was out and open on social media, being then a Christian parent who was proud of their daughter, and explaining that pride isn't something that means I'm puffed up and something evil, but it's actually the opposite of being ashamed, you know, and to not be ashamed and to be able to live in the light and be who you are is the most powerful thing we can do as parents and allow our children to do.
That's so beautifully put. And Daniel, I want to hear from you as well. What has PFLAG meant to you, and how did you come to join?
So I've been with PFLAG for almost 10 years now. I started over in the Polk County area. One of the reasons why I love PFLAG so much is when I came out, I did not have the most greatest coming out story. And then I found out about PFLAG and everything it does. And my main goal is to make sure that no children ever have to have the experience that I had when I came out. And I just love everything that we stand for, because we're all about educating, advocating, and supporting.
Wow, what would you say to some parents that may question, you know, if their child is curious about something else, and if they just are unfamiliar? How can PFLAG be a resource for them?
One of the resources that we have is that we're all about love and educating people and showing them that, hey, at the end of the day, they're your children that you birthed, and that they're always going to be your kids no matter what.
Wow. And Faith, how's your relationship now with all of your children?
Oh, awesome. So I am so grateful that we did the journey the way that we did, you know, and it was, you always want your child to be able to come to you. So the loudest way that I could love Lilo was encouraging them to be the person that they are and to love all of who they are. And so we've got a great relationship. So my child came out, they thought that they were gay. And fast forward, now they identify as non-binary, which means they don't really fit into what society calls female or male.
And you've gotten a chance to be a part of that entire journey. And what I
absolutely.
love is that I've heard both of you say the word love so much in all of your conversations. So I know that's what's at the heart of PFLAG. Thank you so much for talking with me today.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. And we'll share more about PFLAG on bloomtampabay.com. We'll be right back with more Bloom after this.
Living the Tampa Bay lifestyle means enjoying the sand, sun, and outdoors fun. So get out, get active, and nurture those healthy habits. Hey there, I'm Gayle Guyardo, host of Bloom. Now there's a new all-inclusive place with everything you need to shape your lifestyle, boost your health, and improve your wellness. BloomTampaBay.com, Tampa Bay's premier health and wellness website, made to help you feel good. Whether you're a fitness fanatic, beauty buff, or just want to take your first step towards positive change, this free website is for you. See the Bay Area's hottest fitness products, the latest workout crazes, and learn nutrition tips from the experts. Plus, discover local events and experiences designed with your well-being in mind. Cultivate a healthy mind, body, and soul. Check out BloomTampaBay.com, your local health and wellness website. That's BloomTampaBay.com.
Welcome back to Bloom. Popular political commentator Rob Smith authored the memoir Always a Soldier, Service, Sacrifice, and Coming Out as America's Favorite Black Gay Republican, where he details his coming-of-age story with a military twist, sharing his experience on the front lines in the United States Army. After 5 years in the service, including 2 tours in the Middle East during Operation Iraqi Freedom, he made a life pivot. Rob joined Gayle Guyardo on the Bloom Health Club and shared more about his mindset and what he learned during his health and fitness journey.
Right, so I've dropped about 50 over the better part of the decade, and so I know the yo-yo. I know what it is like to have been a formerly heavy person that lost the weight. I know what it's like to make poor choices at restaurants or to have a really busy schedule and all that stuff. So I know what that stuff is like. So you're able to connect with people in different ways because everybody's issues aren't the same. But the vanity as a motivator is only going to take you so far. It really is only going to take you so far if you don't commit to the fact that this is a journey, that this is about how I feel. This is about how I feel about myself as opposed to how other people see me, right? And so I got to that place, and then that was the key that unlocked things. You don't just wake up one day at your goal weight or looking at yourself in the mirror like, man, I really love how I look right now, and then you just stop. No, it's almost as if that's day one, because that is the day one of the rest of your journey.
All right, and Rob also shared some of the lessons that he's learned over the years, including why Americans need to shift their perspective to not lose hope on their own health journey.
I think that we spent so much time as Americans, but just in this country in general, I think that we spend a lot of time worried about things that we fundamentally can't control. Okay, so we can't control these things. We cannot control what's going on in DC. We cannot control what they're going to do with taxpayer money. We cannot control any of these things. What we can control is ourselves. We can control, number one, what we put into our mouths. Number two, we can control how much we're moving. And if you have a population of people, there are 350 million plus people in America. And so if you have people that are focused on how we can bring the best possible version of ourselves to this world, then you have a society that's filled with a lot of people that are just trying to do their best. Then you can come together and you have a collective society of people that are operating on higher levels.
Good stuff there. All right, and you can stream Gayle's entire conversation with Rob and watch the Bloom Health Club anytime on YouTube or listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We'll be right back.
You're watching Bloom, presented by Lifeguard Imaging, saving lives through early detection. Call now 813-582-5222 to schedule your scan today.
The following portion of Bloom is sponsored by HSN.
Welcome back to Bloom. It's Pride Month, and our friends at HSN are celebrating inclusion and love in a colorful way. I recently went behind the scenes at HSN, based here in Tampa Bay, and sat down with 2 dynamic hosts, helping celebrate Pride Month in a creative, show-stopping way.
I hope you're having a fabulous day so far.
Look, you're getting the mini included.
I can't believe I don't have a massive shopping bag with me the first time that I come to HSN, but we're talking about something special today. That's why I'm joined by Nicole and Ty. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thanks. Happy to be here.
Yeah, so I want to hear about how HSN is celebrating LGBTQ Pride Month.
Well, it's really a great opportunity here at HSN to highlight brands that are founded or owned from LGBTQ owners. And they have so many exciting things that they're bringing for the month of June. So some of the stuff we haven't even seen yet.
We haven't even seen. No, we showed up and we're looking here, right? Special items from Beekman and from Wet Brush and from Skin as well. We also did a big flag raising ceremony. We have the pride flag out front. We did a flag raising ceremony. So it's about, creating that space and supporting everyone in that space.
I like that you say that space. And HSN also has a curations collaboration. What is that?
So Curations is an opportunity where a few hosts, we get to come up with designs, wearable fashion, and for Pride Month, Ty and I were able to come up with stuff. So a couple of things that I came up with. Inclusion's really important for me, even though I'm not part of the LGBTQ plus community, I'm an ally. And I think it's important for you know, people, that community, to bring their best self to work or bring their best self out, they have to feel like they can be who they really are. So for me, I did Be Unapologetically You, which I love, right?
Nice.
Yes. Love a little heart too, which is nice. And then another one that I did is Authentic Self.
Nice.
So just positive affirmations, just to support the community, and truly just, I really believe in just letting people be who they are, no matter what.
Yeah, I think so too. It's not only letting people, but supporting them in that,
Yeah.
right? Not only creating that space, but holding that space for them and saying you are supported in this. And sometimes just wearing a t-shirt to say I support you in this and I support the community in this. It's kind of all it takes. And so when it comes to these curations collections, as Nicole will probably back me up on this, you design something that you want to wear, right? You design something that like, I'd get that.
Yeah.
So I designed something, I love music and I love kind of a retro look. So I went with this kind of cassette tape, retro cassette tape here, which is your mixtape, is your Pride and Proud mixtape, but it's what's on the inside, right? And the tape on the inside, and when you kind of let your colors shine, it's the progressive Pride flag. And then it's also on the back as well, that kind of tape, and it says Be You. So like whatever your colors are, let it shine. And I just thought it was kind of fun and a little bit of kind of showing who you are from the inside, kind of funky.
Yeah, every little thing can go such a long distance, and I love that so much. So aside from all of the things that are spotlighted by people that have founded and owned different companies that are LGBTQ+, what else is HSN doing to celebrate that people may be surprised to know?
Well, if you tune in to HSN Today, Tina and Friends, they're running LGBTQ+ moments from our vendors and founders, and kind of great moments. We're across a lot of platforms now, which I think some people don't know, that we do a lot of stuff on social. We have a streaming service now, all of our content out there. You can find that kind of everywhere, plus the live show.
Yeah, and you'll have special messaging that we have from those different vendors, and just new things that will be coming up all month of June. So it's not just a specific day, all month of June, that we'll have something special to share with everyone.
I like that. Where can we go to learn more?
We'll go to hsn.com.
Go to hsn.com and tune into the live show. Maybe you're catching Nicole and I.
Facebook, Instagram, you can find us. We're on TikTok.
We're on TikTok.
Oh yeah, we do. We do like to dance.
We are part of the dance crew, the unofficial HSN dance crew.
That's going to be in the credits afterwards. I'm excited. Thank you both so much for having me here today.
Thank you.
They were awesome, and these shirts are so cool. I know I'm going to be repping them all month long. All right, to learn more, shop and show your support for the LGBTQ+ community by visiting hsn.com and search LGBTQ owned. We'll be right back.
The preceding portion of Bloom was sponsored by HSN. The following portion of Bloom is sponsored by Renewal by Andersen of Tampa.
Welcome back to Bloom. Florida's largest LGBTQIA Pride celebration is back as people come together to celebrate love, diversity, and the beauty of all families. So joining me now is the Vice President of St. Pete Pride, Stephanie Morge. Stephanie, it's always fun talking to you.
Thank you. It's great to be back.
Yeah, and I love so much that St. Pete Pride isn't just a one-day event.
Correct.
It's not just one weekend. Y'all started back in May.
Oh, yes.
Actually.
Oh, yes.
With a pageant to crown the 2024 court. Tell me about how that went.
So it is our annual Mixed St. Pete Pride pageant, and so we have 3 winners this year. We had a special category last minute, but it really is a testament to the beauty of our community and the spectrum that it runs. So we crown a Mix, Mr., and Miss.
Wow, I like that. What does it mean? What do you hear from the queens especially that come on and say, you know, this helps me feel seen or feel validated?
I mean, it is so important, not only for them, but to represent the community and give them that space and that platform to not only be who they are, but help lift up the community as well.
Nice. And you followed this up with numerous other events. There
so
was
many.
A block party.
Yes.
You had a family day.
Yep.
Tell me more about those
So
two.
we host, it's about 14 events every single year, each throughout the month of June. So we held most recently our family day, and then most recently our Shades of Pride, our 2-day event that highlights not only Juneteenth, but Black and Brown artists in the community. So our intent is to just really hit up not only the LGBTQ community as a whole, but all the different facets as well.
Yeah, why is it so important that you make sure that you do recognize those different facets or different parts of the community?
Because it's representation. You know, there's no one size fits all, and there's such beauty in the LGBTQIA community, and we continue to add new events. Our Rhythms of Pride event was a new one that we just added this year, and we're celebrating, you know, it's the anniversary 55 years of Stonewall, and so the importance of representing our community and uplifting them in every way is vital.
All right, and obviously one of the biggest things, the most, you know, spectacle of all to see is the parade happening this weekend. So tell me, what can people expect for that?
So much fun. So Friday night is our annual Friday night concert at Janice Live. So we've got tons of different local artists that are performing, but then also we have our headliner, Sasha Colby, and so season 15 winner of RuPaul's Drag Race. So they will be our headliner, and then of course Saturday is our big day, parade day. So it kicks off at 2 p.m. Bunch of different vendors, food trucks, activations in North and South Straub Park in St. Pete. It is hosted by Can and Hard Rock Tampa, excuse me. And then of course our parade kicks off at 6 p.m. Precursor to that, we have our trans parade at 5:30. And so just expect tons and tons of wonderful floats and people.
That's awesome. And then this is a picture. I just had, we wanted to throw this in. This was my little family, my little crew out at Pride. And I got to say, there's something about, you can just feel the vibes in the air. Everyone is so loving. Everyone is so positive. What would you say to those who are not members of the community, but maybe just want to be supportive of? Would you still encourage them to come out this weekend?
Absolutely. So much love, so much energy, and just a wonderful way to support the community and city as a whole, and the Tampa Bay region as a whole. So definitely come out and support everyone, enjoy all of the festivities, and just have a great time.
All right, and then Sunday, we haven't mentioned Sunday yet. What's happening
Sunday is our street festival, excuse me. So it's from 12 to 5 in Grand Central. So it's a great Sunday fun day event. Bring out the kids, leave the pets at home. It's too hot for them, but enjoy all the different vendors that we have as well.
That's awesome. Stephanie, you're juggling so many things, but I know the entire community is happy for all that you're doing. So thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate having you here. And the 2024 St. Pete Pride celebration continues with activities all weekend long, and we're going to put all those details for you on bloomtampabay.com. We'll be back with more Bloom right after this.
The preceding portion of Bloom was sponsored by Renewal by Anderson of Tampa.
You're watching Bloom, presented by Lifeguard Imaging. We begin where your checkup ends. Call now 813-582-5222 to schedule your scan today.
Welcome back to Bloom. It's safe to say that the queer community and the church have a complicated relationship. History has shown struggles with finding acceptance on both ends of the spectrum, but our next guest is hoping to bridge that divide. Joining me now with more is the author of Queering the American Dream, Reverend Dr. Angela Yarber. Angela, I'm so excited to talk with you about this topic today. How are you?
Doing really well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Tell me about your journey, because you shared that beginning the day that the Supreme Court ruled your marriage legal, you set off on a 2-year journey across America in a camper. What is all that about?
That is absolutely right. So in my book, Queering the American Dream, it begins the day the Supreme Court ruled our marriage legal, and my wife and I quit our jobs where I was a pastor. We sold our home and we traversed the American landscape for nearly 2 years in a pop-up camper named Freya with our toddler in tow, following in the footsteps of revolutionary women who paved the way.
Well, good for you. I love to see the pictures of your family. How did the little one do on this journey?
You know, he did quite well. He's quite an adventurous spirit. So it's very wild now to be on a book tour with him where he is 10 and has a little sister, and compare that to when we traveled with him from around 18 months all the way through age 3.
Wow. All right. So let's talk more about your book. What is one of the biggest takeaways that readers will find?
Well, really the reason that I wrote Queering the American Dream is that I'm so tired of seeing the LGBTQIA plus community and really all of us living at the margins being told to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps by a country that has literally stolen our boots. And so, what I hope is that all folks living at the margins see glimpses and examples of how to live differently in this world.
All right, and how do you go about bridging the divide that sometimes we find between those that want to put forth their faith, but also want to express their pride?
I love that question because I am indeed an ordained minister. And I served churches for nearly 15 years as a pastor. And even though I exist outside the church these days, it's interesting that on this 10-week Pride book tour, 10 different churches are hosting me to talk a book called Queering the American Dream, inviting me into their pulpits. And it's not just soaring cathedrals in New York City and DC and Boston, but also rural country churches in Maine and communities in Atlanta and everywhere from St. Petersburg, Florida, all the way to Canada and everywhere in between. And so there are faith communities that are not just saying, hey, you need to reconcile your faith to who we are, but saying part of who we are means being proud of the diversity of humanity and celebrating that.
Bravo, bravo to you. I speak firsthand with sometimes having church hurt because of my relationship with my wife, but we stayed committed and we kept our faith strong. What would you say to others that want to step foot in a church, but maybe they're afraid because of something they've heard or something that maybe happened in their past?
I think that that's such an important question, and I really resonate with that hurt. I think even for most queer folks, if you haven't personally experienced hurt, there's still a collective religious trauma because the overwhelming narrative from every wisdom tradition is one of exclusion and damnation. But the encouragement and the hope that I would give is that also every major wisdom tradition has inclusion and celebration in different pockets of those traditions. And so look at different churches and faith communities' websites. If it uses phrases like reconciling or open and affirming, basically that's church speak for saying we welcome the queer community here.
That's perfect. And that's a perfect note for us to end on. Thank you so much. We're going to make sure that we share this story also for you on bloomtampabay.com. And before we go to break, it's time for today's Bloom trivia question. So when was the first openly gay clergy person in a U.S. mainline Christian church ordained? Was it 1965, 1972, or 1980? We'll have that answer later on Bloom.
Welcome back to Bloom. It's time for this week's What the Health with the Today Show's nutrition, health, and lifestyle expert, Joy Bauer, who's sharing a delicious summer salad recipe from her latest magazine spread, Inside the Pages of Naturally Danny CO. It's great to see you.
Hi, Gayle. Oh my God, this spread was so exciting. If people don't know who Danny CO is, he's like a life expert extraordinaire. He's a writer, he's a producer, he's a foodie, and just all around awesome guy. He bought an entire crew into my house and basically raided my pantry, my refrigerator, and I showed him a lot of my favorite gadgets, my must-have food finds, some of my favorite brands. And his magazine is everywhere. It's on newsstands, it's in grocery stores. And of course, all roads lead back to food. So we also did a lot of cooking. And I wanted to share some of the recipes that we had actually in the magazine pages, but maybe like somewhat of a different version. I'm all into salads these days. Are you enjoying a lot of summer salads?
Oh, they're all my all-time favorites. Was that part of the inspiration behind the spread and the recipe?
Yes. So the recipe that I did within the magazine was a Mediterranean quinoa salad, but we have already made that on Bloom. So I thought I would take it in a different direction and stick with the quinoa theme. This is a quinoa salad with Parmesan and pistachios. And the nice part about this salad is you could take it in all sorts of different directions. I'm adding a ton, as you'll soon see, of basil end of mint. But whatever you have either growing in the garden or what looks good in your grocery store, you could pack it with just about everything. So I'm starting with a very simple red wine vinaigrette. It's equal parts extra virgin olive oil, lemon juice, and some red wine. I'm adding in cooked quinoa, cherry tomatoes, cukes, some pistachios. Pistachios are like a triple threat. It brings the flavor, the antioxidants, the crunch. That was a ton of fresh herbs, shaved parm, but you could do feta if you prefer. And that's basically it. And it is just full of all the good stuff. And I'm telling you, there won't be a drop left. And what I love most is whatever you don't finish, you stash in the fridge and it sort of sops up all of those delicious flavors. It condenses a bit. I think it may even be better the next day.
Oh, I love that. And I love the idea of putting the dressing in first and then piling the salad on top.
Yes. And then what you do is after you toss the whole thing, you can, sort of add a little bit more lemon or salt, pepper, if you want to put some crushed red pepper flakes on afterwards, because you're not over seasoning it. And then what I talked about when it sits in the fridge, also what you could do is the next day when it sort of condenses and it's like super flavorful, you can also just add a handful or two of mixed greens to it or extra herbs. There's a lot you could do with the leftovers if you have any.
This sounds amazing, Joy. I'm going to definitely try this one. Ed, anything else going on?
Always. You know what I would love, Gayle? Why don't you give me a request? What are some recipes that you love that are not necessarily healthy? I will get busy in my kitchen, and in the next week or so, I'll come back, I'll have it mastered, and I'll show everybody how to make a joyful version of it.
I love that. I love that. Let's just put this out here. I'll send you some ideas, and if any of our viewers are watching, they can send them into the Bloom team, and we'll pass them along. That is a great idea, Joy. Thank you so much, and we really appreciate you joining us today.
You got it. And one thing about the dressing too, if you like Dijon mustard, you could actually turn this dressing into like a Dijon vinaigrette. I forgot to mention that. I do that all the time.
I'm glad you did.
House.
Oh my God, my husband loves the Dijon flavors. All right, thank you so much, Joy. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. And we're going to share Joy's recipe on BloomTampaBay.com. We'll be back with more Bloom right after this.
The following portion of Bloom is sponsored by Renewal by Anderson of Tampa.
When it comes to creating a beautiful home, the devil's in the details. Joining me now to talk about crafting aesthetically stunning replacement windows and doors is Renewal by Anderson's Vice President of Marketing, Chelsea Zerpola. Chelsea, it's so great to see you.
Oh, great to see you, Gayle.
So people love Renewal by Anderson because it's known for its wow factor.
Absolutely, and I think that there's such an emotion that comes about when you replace your windows and doors with not only aesthetically pleasing windows and doors, but something that's your style, unique to you.
And what's great about it, the process involves somebody there with you. Yes. You send in somebody and they help you make decisions, they help you make choices, they help you know exactly what to do with this investment.
Absolutely. There's nothing worse than not knowing what to do. And our designers will come in and actually help you design those windows and doors that are so important to the energy efficiency of your home and the hurricane protectiveness as well.
Yeah, and they also take you from start to finish. I mean, people make the decision to go with Renewal by Anderson because it's turnkey, and you don't know what you're going to be left doing if you try to handle a project by yourself.
Absolutely. There's so many different permits that are required by municipalities. And how do you know what windows to even put in that are up to code? So definitely we take you through the whole process. You could be confident that when you're installing your beautiful windows and doors by Renewal by Anderson, it's done right the first time.
And there are so many style selections to choose from. I mean, you really have an answer for everything.
Absolutely, because again, we want to customize that solution for you. So it's not something that's pulled out of some warehouse, that's actually custom made in the USA, in Minnesota for you.
And I'm glad you talked about just pulling it out of some warehouse, because a lot of people are unknowingly installing windows into their homes that are, putting out gases and that are dangerous. You really need to go with a quality company that has a quality product.
Absolutely. We've been tested, tried and true. You know, we did a 20-year durability test study to make sure that not only does the product show no degradation, but we don't have a concern for you to have to do this over and over again. So our warranty is strong, nation's best warranty, top 5-star review in Tampa. We're really proud of our product.
Now, if somebody's watching and they're like, look, I really want to take this step and, you know, start making these changes in my home, does a design consultant just come out and start working with you, and can you do this in phases?
You definitely can. So the first thing to do is go on our website, call the number that we're going to share at the end, and our design consultant will come out and actually walk you through the project, listen to your needs, and we can definitely phase the project for you. So you don't have to be overwhelmed with, oh my goodness, I have to do this whole job the first time around. We can walk you through those options. There's finance options. There's all different options to help it be a project that's easy for you.
And the name of the game, though, is that you're going to get an end result that is just spectacular. I mean, it's going to update your home.
Absolutely. I had a customer say something so eye-opening. She said it's like doing cataract surgery for her home. It was the first time that she could actually leave her blinds open and not have those harsh, you know, really strong UV rays coming in.
Oh man, that is unbelievable. Well, Chelsea, I really appreciate you sharing this with our Bloom viewers. Your product is over the top amazing.
Thank you so much.
And head to rbafla.com or call 813-377-3136 for more details about custom coastal impact windows and doors. Take advantage of this limited time offer and call today to set up your complimentary design consultation. Mention code BLOOM when calling to receive an additional 5% off your project. We'll be right back.
The preceding portion of Bloom was sponsored by Renewal by Anderson of Tampa.
It's time for today's Bloom trivia question. So, when was the first openly gay clergy person in a U.S. mainline Christian church ordained? Was it 1965, 1972, or 1980? The answer is 1972. William R. Johnson started seminary at Pacific School of Religion in the fall of 1968. His request for ordination in the Golden Gate Association of the UCC led to a year-long intensive study among the leaders and congregations of the association, resulting in a 62-34 vote to affirm his ordination, which happened then in 1972. All right, thanks so much for tuning in to Bloom today. You can catch Bloom anytime by following along on social media on all major platforms. You can get a behind-the-scenes look at all of the innovative breakthrough health and wellness conversations and incredible guests every day right here on Bloom. And don't forget to check out the Bloom Health Club with Gayle Guyardo. You can catch it live on Facebook and YouTube on Mondays at 2 p.m. You can also stream episodes anytime on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. Well, I've enjoyed hosting so much today, and I wanted to let you know you can also catch me with Maggie Rodriguez weekday mornings at 10 a.m. on Daytime, which also comes on right here on WFLA News Channel 8. We hope that you will tune in again, because on the next Bloom, presented by Lifeguard Imaging, we are cooking up a cure for pediatric cancer with celebrity chef Katie Chin. Also, how to set boundaries with your kids when they're home from college for the summer. That's all we got for today, so stay healthy, everyone, and I'll see you on the next Bloom.
Content segments during Bloom were paid for by HSN and Renewal by Anderson of Tampa.
Call now 813-582-5222 to schedule your scan today.